Hey guys, Blue Kool-Aid here. Do a video. I'm going to show you something here, guys. It was a video that Scott posted in one of his posts. It would come from a guy named Rodney McLean right here. You can see it. It's in Trinidad, and this is pretty amazing sky phenomenon, guys. I don't know what this is, and we'll talk about that after we watch it. So we're going to go ahead and watch this, and then we'll talk some more. Sorry it's in vertical there. I have no choice about that.
This is. Something going on up in the sky. Like red clouds. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. I took some screenshots and stuff. But look at that, guys. Isn't that crazy? All right. So what do I think that this is? Well, me and Scott talked about it very briefly. It's very possible that it could be some sort of a plasma effect going on here. There's also other options, okay? I mean, this we don't really know exactly what this is. All we can tell you is that this was in the sky, and be definite about it anyway. I was talking about, and this is just me thinking out loud, guys. There was rain clouds around, right? You can see those rain clouds. So the moisture, in my opinion, was probably higher at this time. What if, and this is, like I said, just what if this is even possible, the stuff that's in the chum trails, all those additives, metals, what have you, obviously they reflect light differently than what a normal raindrop would. Okay? Is that what's causing the difference in colors here? You know, that's kind of what I was thinking, but the plasma thing actually, in my mind, makes probably more sense than what I just said. But, you know, all those things are on the table. Now, let me take you to a screenshot. Okay, this is a screenshot zoomed in. Okay, and like I said, guys, there is no contrast, no editing to this, no adding this, no adding that. That is as is. Okay, so if you look at this, if we analyze this just for a second, and I'm not going to go deep into this, but you can tell that the light source itself is up here. Okay, that light source could be coming from the sun. Most likely it probably is. And it's going through the clouds and bouncing down this way, right? So what I just said about the metal thing and this is what kind of drew me to that, is the fact that what we get right here is kind of a rainbow effect. Okay, so that's telling me that light's shining through some sort of a water droplet of some sort, and it's bending the light into these different colors. Okay, much like a prism or a rainbow, obviously. You have to have that right angle. Now, like I said, how can those things, those metals and stuff, kind of stick up there in the clouds? Well, we don't have to have a complete raindrop for there to be moisture for light to travel through and get bent. Okay, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, so, you know, at the end of the day, do we know what this is? No, we don't. But that is something we need to look at. Okay, and obviously, guys, if you zoom in here, you can tell how, you know, I guess you could go down the UFO route. But me looking at this, I don't think that that's what that is. That's just my opinion, guys. And you heard what I was theorizing and what I talked to Scott about. So all that stuff is actually possible, but we may never ever know what this is. If somebody does know, if this is a known sky phenomenon that has a name and some, you know, research behind it, please put it in my comment section or send it to my email at bluecool52@gmail.com. Okay. And it's Blue Cool spelled with a C, not a K like my name here on YouTube. But yeah, guys, that was pretty amazing stuff. I'll leave a link to that video. Guys, go watch it over on Scott's channel because he plays it a few more times, and it's definitely worth looking at, guys. Okay, we're going to talk about this. You guys remember, I don't know, last week or something? I can't remember exactly what day it was. But the asteroid that they seen, and they use the word skim past the Earth. And it's supposed to skim past us, you know, really, really close, okay? And it's a bigger one. It's what they call it Apollo class, which is the highest rating they can kind of give an asteroid as far as danger. And there's a whole lot of things that go and decide whether it's dangerous or not. But this is another one that they didn't see until the last minute. Okay. That one is coming on the 21st. They actually even put in there that, they can't rule out something bad happening. I don't even like saying that, guys. I really don't. I don't want anybody to have any fear, because I don't think that's going to happen. They even said that in the article also. But what I think's going on here, guys, is that this is part of the desensitizing everybody. If they know something's coming, they can't just drop it on the mass public, because we would all go nuts. Okay, we have to be, and those of us in this community are pretty much aware of all that. Okay, the people that I fear for are the ones that aren't, and they're going to be shocked. And there's no more fear that you will ever experience than a shock of fear. When you get shocked, that is the most intense fear that you could ever possibly have, because you're not expecting it. Much like a jump scare, but to so many more different levels. Okay, so that's why I talk about stuff like this. But what this was, guys, this one was really small, between 2 to I think 7 meters, it said. Okay, now the one in Russia that happened in 2013 actually exploded over, before it hit the ground or anything, and it did a bunch of damage. I think it either hurt or killed somebody. I can't really remember that part of it, but so this is happening more and more, is what I'm trying to say. They call them NEOs, and that means near Earth object. Okay, this one, what was impressive about this one, guys, this is what bothered me. They gave it a name, obviously, COPPEV1, but this is what bothered me. Okay, it came within 3,852 miles of us. Okay, that is the distance roughly from New York to London. So you take a straight line, you stand that straight up, that's how far away this rock was from us. Okay, now also to put that a little bit more perspective, look at this. It even says to put it in perspective. Telecom, our communication satellites, orbit at 22,236 miles. This was roughly 7 times closer, or 6. Yeah, closer to 6. Okay, so it was inside our satellite orbits. It could have actually hit one of our satellites and caused space junk. It could have done a whole lot of problems. All right, but it didn't. Okay, but the thing is, if they knew this was coming, or if they missed it and they finally seen it, they waited till now to tell us. So it's not going to get any easier to catch these kinds of things for us. So I think they're really desensitizing us to something that may be going to happen in the future. Okay, I do think that's part of it. But I also know that in my mind, I don't think they could ever be able to see all of them. I think it's just too much of a sky to look at. Like I said, in that movie Armageddon, Billy Bob Thornton said, "Begging your pardon, Mr. President, but it's a big ass sky." And excuse my language there, but that is the truth. That's what he said, and that actually makes sense. To think that we would be able to see everything and be able to track it is very naive. Okay, but what I'm saying here, guys, is we need to pay attention to this stuff, because this is the stuff that actually matters. And it ain't about being able to prepare for something like this physically. It's more about preparing yourself mentally. Because if you're not shocked, you can make rational decisions. So that is why I try to make people aware of stuff like this. It's nothing to do with trying to scare anybody at all. It's the exact opposite. Because if I didn't say something and something was to happen, then anybody that I had a chance to help there would be completely freaked out. So that's the whole point with that. Now, again, guys, I'll keep you up to date on the one that's supposed to be coming at the end of November here. They don't think it's going to hit us, but they did say that, the trajectory could be affected before it got here. It could be coming closer. Their math could be off. Any of that stuff, right? So, okay, guys. Some of you guys are going to probably smack me around in the comment section for doing this. Others are probably going to thank me. Okay. I am in no way trying to dumb things down or insinuate somebody is not smart enough to understand what I'm talking about. When I use vocabulary like mid latitudes, low latitudes, high latitudes, those words. Okay, most people know what that means, but there are a lot that just did not pay attention after high school or what have you, and just let that go. We all do it to certain subjects. Okay, so if you haven't talked about this kind of thing since high school, it would make sense that you don't understand everything that's going on. Doesn't make anybody dumb or stupid. It just means that some of them need refreshers. Okay. And so I'm going to go over this real quick because you've heard me say mid-latitude, high latitude, okay? And I gave a short explanation, but this is a visual, okay? So forgive me for those of you guys that already know what this is, and this is an extreme review. But there are those out there that don't know what this is, and they're probably too ashamed or embarrassed to say it. So this is why I do this. I don't want anybody to have to feel like that. Okay, so anyway, when I'm talking about the sun, you know, I talk about northern lights in the auroras, right? When we get geomagnetic storms, the stuff that's coming off of the poles when it hits the poles because it's weaker there, the magnetics are weaker there, our shields, we get those auroras. Okay? So when we get stronger auroras, they're able to creep down lower because they can get through that stronger shield now. And it's bouncing around, bouncing off, but it has very much to do with that. So if I, like I'm talking about the mid-latitudes, I'm talking about latitude lines, physical latitude lines on our globe for navigation. So when mid-latitudes is kind of like right here, okay, so anything from the north or south pole going towards the equator would be coming down, okay? So when I say high latitudes, it would be talking about up here. So anything moving towards the equator would be going down in latitude numbers. You can see it here, 30, 60, 90. Okay, that's what they use. Now something else, we all know what the equator is, I hope. Okay, but some of us may not know what the prime meridian is, because that's a word that doesn't get used very much. Well, it has to do with longitude. Longitude is the vertical lines here, so we can decide where we're at east to west in navigation. The prime meridian essentially is the equator vertically. Splits the globe in half vertically. That's where we get west and east when we're talking about civilizations and stuff. Why do you think they call this area the Middle East? Because it's in the eastern hemisphere. It's in the middle, right? Western countries, you guys hear that a lot. They're talking about us. Okay? The Western lifestyle, Western style of civilization type of thing, we hear that a lot. And when we talk about Eastern or Far Eastern type of stuff, we're talking about like China, because it's way over here in the eastern part, right? So I just wanted to give a brief explanation on that, because I'm going to start talking about the Gulf Stream. I'm going to give you guys a little short rundown here real quick. Okay, this is what the Gulf Stream is. Okay, it's a strong ocean current that brings warm water from the Gulf of Mexico, and what it does is it goes up our east coast, goes over here towards Europe, and UK and Europe, and comes back down and kind of circles around. We have 5 different sections across the globe that are basically water conveyor systems, and it affects our climate big time. So we're asking, the question is going to be, how can water so deep, because you see this from the satellites, when you see the Gulf Stream from a satellite and it shows up because it's darker, deeper color, and you can see it, and it's not very wide, I will have to say. It's a stream, okay? Anybody that's seen Finding Nemo, when the turtles get into that ocean current and they're acting like it's an interstate system, that's exactly what they're talking about, is streams like this, but over towards Australia. So what does this mean for us? And why am I talking about this? Well, because it does have everything to do with climate change. Okay? So, what I'm talking about, and I'm going to take you to the next pic. Okay, obviously it's telling you here what could happen. Okay? If that Gulf Stream, it's slowed down, and this is why I'm talking about this. The power of it's dropped 15%. Okay? And I'm going to go deeper into this in my next video. I'm just trying to give you guys an overview. But what I will say, why does it matter if it dropped 15%? Well, the first thing, guys, is this right here. It's the weakest point in 1,600 years. So what I'm trying to explain to you here is Scott just did a video on sea levels. Okay? How they're rising and all that kind of thing. Go check that video out. It's very informative. Did a great job on it. It's awesome. Okay? But this is part of what we're talking about too. The climate. And when we're talking about the weakest point in 1,600 years, what's common across the board right now? Everything we talk about, even in mainstream, they keep saying the words, first time in history, record setting. Those phrases are being used way too often. Okay, so what I'm saying is things are getting extreme and already are extreme. This is not normal. Okay, this Gulf Stream, if you guys research it some more, and I'll talk about it a little bit more in depth, but we're not talking something that's going to change and then affect us 50, 100, 200 years down the road. This can affect climate in 3 years. It's already affecting it. Okay? So, this is what we got. Here's the Gulf Stream coming up the East Coast. Okay? Right here. And it goes up towards England and down back around. This one actually shows the other currents also across the globe. I'm using this one because I got a point to make. I just told you guys what latitude lines are, right? So this is a latitude line, and it's going to kind of do one of them numbers because this is on a flat map. All right? London is right here. Okay? Put London. Okay? Its average annual temperature is 11.1 Celsius. Moscow is roughly on the same latitude line, just over here. It is just a touch farther north. Okay, that's Moscow. I'm just going to get rid of that stuff. That looks cheesy. But that's London. This is Moscow. 11.1. Guess what Moscow's annual temperature is? Average. 5.8. Now, why? They're both the same distance away from the equator, roughly. So what's different? Well, the difference is it's the Gulf Stream. It's dragging that warm water up, and it's bringing warm air and winds with it. Okay? So what happens is England and these other European countries right here feel the effects of that, and it keeps them from getting harsh winters. Keeps them from getting as cold. Okay, so it makes sense if this thing is slowing down that they could experience very cold weather in the very near future. They will become more and more like Moscow and what's going on over here in Canada on the same latitude lines where it's cold. We can talk about glacier melt, all that stuff too. That Gulf Stream is getting up there close towards that. It can affect glacier melt because it does. It affects global sea levels like we were just talking about. So my point is, this is just another one of the evidences just to show you that things are ramping up. For whatever the reason is, things are happening. And it's getting more and more frequent. Okay? I'm going to go more in depth on this later on. So I'm going to stop that part because this video will go crazy long. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you an update on this stuff right here. There's something that happened here that nobody else caught. At least I don't think they did. And it shouldn't really be that big of a deal because these were not big. But what I'm going to do is, these are sun divers. At least they appear to be. Okay, and I'll try to slow it down and stop it where they're at. Okay, I am going to slow it down. I'll just try to catch it here. Sometimes you see sun divers on this one better fast. See right there? Okay, I should have paused it. Next time it comes around, I'll try pause it. Okay, it's about to come, I think. Here, right about. Pause. Okay, now I'm going to reverse it. I'm going to go back some. Okay, because I want you guys to see these. There's more than one. There's one there and one there. And they're definitely traveling towards the sun, it looks to be. Okay? So, I'm going to hit play, and I want you guys to watch those, because that I do think those were sun divers. Oops. Let's rewind it. Reverse it. Okay, watch right there again. See how they come into the picture, and then they kind of fade off? Now, did those make it all the way to the sun? They look like they were taking a beeline, and they were moving very, very fast. Okay, I'll tell you that. Those things were moving fast, whatever that was. Now, we can't really tell how close it is to the satellite. So this could be a long way away from the sun, or it could be close. Don't know. But something else that drew my attention as I'm looking at this, let's go to the next day. This is the 31st. This is yesterday. Okay, we had another CME. And it almost looks like 2 injections. You see that? Right about there. It picked it up. Then it picked up another one. See that? In my opinion, that was two different ejections. Now, were they full-blown CMEs? I don't know. But what I will say, it's not Earth-facing. I can tell you that for sure, because it's going to the right. And this is our view, basically, from Earth. This satellite sits right out in front of us. Okay? Now, something else I noticed, I've been noticing every time we're seeing these now, we're getting missing data right after it. And there's no reason for it. Okay? I do think that at this point, they're whatever they're doing, shutting them down for a period of time, whatever. I don't know. We've been talking about that for a while now. It's not going to stop, is what I'm saying. But I do think that was 2 different ejections. You can actually see the material. See that? And then something else shot out and it moves faster than the first one. And my guess is if that was the case and it crashed into each other, we had one of those interplanetary shockwaves that they were talking about, right? Now, I know you guys are seeing that flash going across the screen too. I'm going to try to stop it at that. Okay, I'm going to do that and back it up, because this actually is legitimately something we need to talk about. Now, see that? You see the red line and the blue? It thinks there's a CME there, and there is. Look. Okay? But it catches 2 different ones. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, then you see that, right? That right there is just what we call ghosting. Okay? And what I mean by ghosting is, what the heck? Yeah, it might be some sort of something we need to look at. But anyway, that is just what the image was a few frames before this. Okay? Now see there how it picked it up again, right there? I find it interesting that this thing is like that to begin with. So we'll reverse it again. It's still seeing a CME. That's the one I wanted to show you. Okay? Now, I've shown you guys before that a lot of times when we see these things, they're camera anomalies or they're cosmic rays hitting the tool and all that kind of stuff. This one just looks a little different. Okay? I'm not saying that ain't really what it is, because it very well could be just the way the camera or the tool is interpreting cosmic rays. But this looks as though, because of the tail end of it, and it's not that color over here, it gives it the sense that it's moving this way. Okay? And it's moving very, very fast, obviously, because it's only there for 1 frame. And there's a smaller one up here. So when we see 2 of them together, that kind of tells us that it was probably like cosmic rays. So it very well could have been. Those cosmic rays could have been shooting that way. I don't think that this was some big whatever. No way this was the asteroid we were just talking about, because if this is actually something that's out there moving, it would be way bigger than that little asteroid I was just talking about. So why are they doing this with the time? Okay, this is today. We only get 2 hours of capture. Okay, now that's it. Let's just take it back to the beginning. That's the beginning, I think. That's the beginning. That's the first capture we get on the 1st. Again, this is seeing some sort of energy. This tool's interpreting it as a CME of some sort. Now, I don't think that was a CME, but when we go to the next image, okay, then we go there. That's at 2 o'clock. Then we jump all the way to 11, and that's it. That's all we get. So when we're seeing these CMEs like this back here, they're shutting the tools off. Why? Well, I think we know the answer to that. We're seeing too much stuff because of these CMEs. But yeah, I wanted to show you that and give you an update. Not to mention that this one here kind of turned into a ball. Okay? And it looks like I said, it looked like it passed over some material there. The secondary ejection there looked like it caught up with the first and kind of went past it. So, you know, whatever that was, I just wanted to show that to you guys. But we are going to end the video here because this is going kind of long. So I'll talk more about the Gulf Stream a little bit more in detail later. But I do think that's a conversation we need to be talking about because it plays right in. And they're talking about setting records again, guys. Records all over the place. I mean, wow. Anyway, guys, no fear at all. Don't live your life in fear. Don't worry about stuff you cannot control. Okay, we can't control that. All we can do is control how we react and what we do. So no fear, guys. God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.
Hold on, little girl. Show me what he's done to you. Stand up, little girl. A broken heart can't be that bad when it's through. It's through. Fate will twist the both of you. So come on, baby, come on over. Let me be the one to show you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside our that you won't be walking out the door. Still I carry this feeling when you walked into my house, that you won't be walking out the door. Lovers forever, face to face. My city on mountains, stay with me, stay. I need you to love me, I need you today. Give to me your leather, take from me my lace. You in the moonlight, with your sleepy eyes, could you ever love a man like me? You were right when I walked into your house. I knew I'd never want to leave. Sometimes I'm a strong man, sometimes cold and scared, and sometimes I cry.